Hi, I'm Brian Withers, empowerment trainer and coach and author. And in this video, I'm going to cover stage 2 of the 6 stages to manifestation change. You notice I've taken the other 4 stages off the board. I want to create a specific focus on the stage that we're on now, and I'll add those other ones in as I go through each stage. The knowledge of life is what I covered in stage 1, and that's in my book, The Book of Life. And you can get it from that book, and if anybody else talks about it, you can get it from their book. It doesn't matter. But what does matter is that you have consistent information. So make sure you're getting consistent information, because if you're bouncing around, and this is what really slows down everything, is bouncing from one bit of information, a book that's telling you one way and a book that's telling you a different way. So you just got to decide which way it is that you trust and sounds good to you, and you want to follow it through and make that your focus. Otherwise, you're just going to have, there's enough questions as it is in understanding this and how to work through it. But if you're trying to do it from 2 different angles, you can see how that's really not going to work. And it's kind of like I mentioned in last night's video, where I talked about basketball and how trying to play the game of basketball with no understanding of it, or very little, how that doesn't work. And it's like this life. Our life really is so much of a challenge to get through life in any decent way if we're not understanding how it works from an energy perspective, why things manifest as they do, and they are manifesting all of the time. And you look at your life, and you got to realize it's all a manifestation of the energy. So what's going on? I want it to be one way. Why is it manifesting in that way? So that's all part of what the creative process tells you. You get to understand all of that stuff. The other thing that you get to understand is that feel good is the currency of life, and it is really the main part that we, in our human form, that we supply, so that our life flows in the ways that we want it to flow. So you can see that feeling good is really, really, really important, that we know how to use our conscious mind at all times to be choosing good feeling thoughts. Even doesn't matter what we're looking at or what's going on, we got to find a way to feel good about it. And the Book of Life, the creative process, gives you that perspective. It always has a good feeling thought, and it's going to take some time to train that into your mind. But in this stage, that's what is going to happen here. I'm going to ask you to think about doing an exercise so that you can start training your mind. Because if you're not going to do the exercises, you're just going to listen. It's really not going to sink in through osmosis, right? Like doesn't work like that. School doesn't work like that. You are wanting to do the exercises like you would in math class, right? They explain math to you, and then they say, okay, here, do these exercises so you understand it. We make sure you know what you're doing, and you do clearly understand it and can use math. So we don't only want to know about how our mind works and the conscious mind and all of that detail. We want to use it, and in order to get good at it, like anything else, even when you learn basketball, you don't immediately go on the court and you're a superstar. You've got to spend some time there, and you develop your skills and everything, but it's based on what you know. So it's the same thing here. So what's good to do in this stage is look at things in your life that you don't like, and they're not going the way that you want them to go. And you want to look at how you're talking about them. And if there's any negativity about the way you're talking about them, you want to write that on a page. So take a topic of your job, let's say, and maybe different topics of your life, but 1 page per topic, say, and have 2 columns. So let's say your job, and then there's some things that you're talking negatively about it, and write those down. And then adjacent to that, write down a replacement thought that feels good. And the creative process is going to give that to you. So you can see you have to do stage 1. You have to get that knowledge, or else you can't do this exercise. And if you don't do this exercise and start to do that replacement thought process, then you can't even go to step 3. You can't even go to stage 3. You gotta start to do this so that you can practice it in stage 3. We'll get to that in the next video. But if you don't practice it here, if you don't get familiar with it here in stage 2, then you're not going to be ready to use it in stage 3. So you see each one of these stages builds on the other. And it's just like school, right? You just get one concept and you build on the next concept and you build on the next concept. This is like, you know, uh, thought school, learning to think school. And it's not, you know, I've said it many times, you're not going to manifest things. We're not going to attract things. We're going to supply energy to the law of attraction. And it's our conscious mind that does that. And this is the learning process to learn how to do that, because we were never taught that. So now we're going to learn how to do it. If you want your life to manifest differently, this is the way to do it. Okay? So if you will do that exercise, that's going to really, really start to get you training your mind, start to think differently, so that as you go into your day and you catch yourself with negative feeling thoughts, okay, what's that replacement thought? And you're prepared because you've done the exercise, and you know in certain situations you're choosing negative feeling thoughts. So you've already got some preparation done. You could even take your page with you, and you could say, oh, I'm thinking that thought again, that negative feeling thought. Just wait, I'm going to pull up my page. Or what? Oh, I can think this thought, right? And it's going to be sort of chunky and cumbersome at first, but you're going to get good at it. It's going to become a habit. It's going to become natural flowing, just like the easy ways that negative thoughts come now. We can retrain and make that positive thoughts come that easy. So when we do that, then we're starting to use our mind to send a constant stream of high vibration energy to the law of attraction. And from the creative process, you know what that means. That means you're tuned into everything you want. And so your flow is going to start to go. But there's some exercises and training that's going to have to happen here before you get that mind tuned into, you know, always thinking good feeling thoughts. So that exercise is really the big part of stage 2, knowing that feel good is the currency of life. And so we're going to start to choose feel good thoughts. We're going to start to replace any negative thoughts in any area of our life with the good feeling thoughts. Okay, and the other exercise is just to generate some trust in the creative process as a whole. We want to do that easy intention exercise. And so, you know, whether it's a pink poodle or a red balloon or a purple car or whatever, pink feathers, you can see my video on that one. But you really want to practice that, and to the point where you get that trust so strong that you know that, you know, a thought with no resistance, an intention with no resistance is going to find you. It's effortless. Manifestation is effortless. And you know, and you're like, hey, I didn't do anything. I just sort of thought about that, and there it is. And it came in kind of like maybe the most unsuspecting way, and there it was. And I even had I was talking with somebody, and they said, "Hey, it's just not working for me. I'm thinking these things." And I said, "Okay, here's a little twist. Say, I don't want to see a pink balloon. I don't like pink balloons. I never want to see a pink balloon. I hope I never see a pink balloon." So the person did that, and it wasn't, I don't think 2 days, they ended up in a store somewhere, and on a package that they were looking at, what was there? Pink balloons, right? So this is what happens, and that is your demonstration that there's a lot of non-universal, sort of non-physical energy working for you, as you know about by knowing the creative process. So that's 2 exercises that you want to do in this stage, and that's going to start you to retrain your mind so that you get this high vibration thought energy transmission going to the law of attraction, because that's the thing that's going to change your life. This is the thing that has to change. It must change. So once we get this one going, then in stage 3, we're going to see where we take it from there. But let's get this one going here, and then we'll take it into life and start using it. Okay, so that is that's the video for today. And oh, one other thing I'd like to mention is the thing about knowing about the creative process and feel good is that there's the path between where you are and what you want is a path. So the feel good also invites the path. So that gets those details coming to you so that you move along and receive what you want. So the point I want to make here is there is no wait time. In this life, when you know how this works and you live it, there's no wait time. You never have to say, I wonder where that thing is that's coming. See, the path is part of the desire. You can't have the path you can't have the desire without the path. So when you're receiving the path, you're really receiving the desire, and that's present moment. So just remember that, because a lot of people get hung up thinking, well, how long is it going to take, and that kind of thing. And that's the low vibration that'll take you down. So no wait time. It's present moment, and when you're feeling good and you're you're streaming a good percent of high vibration energy to the law of attraction, you are receiving the path to the things that you want. Okay, that's it. That's the message for today. Thanks for listening in. And if you have any comments, leave them on the post, and enjoy your day.